Last one versus Shuri. He beat Dax, he beat Dullen Mike, he beat Fully, he beat Ajax Danny, and he beat #Shuri in the final game as well. He certainly wasn't looking comfortable yesterday, but he grinded out those victories, Mark.
Yeah, and that's championship form, and you can see Tekkz and Dragon both ready to go here in Bucharest for our first game of the day on the Xbox side of things. It's all about elimination now. Single elimination, lose and you go home. It is as simple as that as the ball goes into the box early on. Header one there by Dragon to bring it away, but it's obviously going to be Dragon playing in the white. No surprises to see Tekkz playing in that Liverpool kit, but the first real big chance of the game might actually fall to Dragon here. Little drag back inside the box. Unfortunately, Neymar just didn't lock onto that pass. But signs of positivity at the start of this game for Dragon.
Yeah, I don't know if he was holding RB there with Neymar. Sometimes when you do that, the player kind of dances around the ball. Maybe he was preparing to try and hit a finesse shot nice and early. But at least there's a little bit of early pressure from him. Try and get Tekkz a little bit worried, because pressure, I think, is the key word in this matchup. There is so much on Tekkz. Everyone expects him, event after event, to be getting to that console final, to even be winning the whole thing. I mean, we spoke about Nicholas last week and how he progressed and he kind of one-upped himself at every event. Tekkz has kind of gone the other way. He went from winning events to then just getting into the console final to then getting into the console semi-final. Is he getting worse? No, he's definitely not. But at the same time, is he maybe not trying as hard to win? It's a
I feel like the
one.
level of competition is just increasing.
It
Every
is getting
single
better.
event, especially when you put those Global Series ranking points on the line. Like we said with Aga had to perform at this tournament because of the situation he was in with points and not qualifying for other events. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get out of Swiss, and sorry to bring that one up again, but it just shows that every single player, as the events roll on and we get closer to the playoffs and we get closer to the World Cup final, is going to mean more. Every single game is going to mean more because those points are, of course, going to mean more as well. I think we might just have a little bit of a technical break here as one of the players, you can see Tekkz just reacting there. I'm sure that he was completely happy with something that was in-game. So we'll get the game going as soon as we possibly can. But, Dragon, I want to talk about the UK guys, because they've turned up here in this event. Unfortunately, due to the draw of the bracket, we're going to lose a couple of them, because you have Fully taking on Shuri, and of course we have this game here. But Gorilla's made it through as well. That's 5 players who have made it through to the knockouts.
We are going to lose a couple, but because they face each other, it means we're guaranteed 2 UK players in the quarterfinals on the Xbox side of things, which is also pretty cool. Yes, it is a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye to them. But, you know, there are 2 sides to every story as we get this one back underway now. And I really feel like Dragon has this one under... never mind. I was going to say, I think he has a real chance here. I think the fact that Tekkz might just feel a little bit of pressure, that he goes into every game expecting the possibility of a loss. Dragon has nothing to lose, and he really could take advantage of that.
Well, Dragon haven't got away with one at one end. He's going straight up the other, and Rudehulit might be able to score, and Dragon takes the lead. Never bet against Dan Gaskin. He seems to know what he's on about. Big chance there at one end for Tekkz. Dragon manages to keep it out, and then straight up the other end. Tekkz can't get his goalkeeper quite in the way of that shot, and Rudehulit breaks the deadlock.
I mean, at the same time, I've seen Tekkz go behind many a game so far this season, and he always comes back into it. You can never count him out of a game. It doesn't matter if he goes 1 goal down, 2 goals down. We saw Gorilla go almost, I think it was 3 or 4 goals up against Tekkz once, and Tekkz still got back into that game. So, Dragon, yeah, it's a fantastic start, but he needs to keep up the pressure. He still needs to find more goals, but what an incredible confidence booster that is for him. I mean, the sheer difference in Global Series ranking points between these 2 players, Tekkz 3,585 to Dragon's 250. Oof. If he were able to win this, this is an absolute giant killing.
So much experience, of course, Sean Allen has in the competitive FIFA scene. He knows these big games. It's not like he's new to this. He knows how to take down these kind of opponents. And Tekkz, as you say, the level of expectation every time we see him seems to go upwards, but he's dealt with that pressure as well. 10 years the difference between the 2 players. And Tekkz is in now with a chance to equalise, and just like that, give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Cristiano Ronaldo ties things up here.
And it's a simple goal really for Tekkz. At that point, maybe you're expecting a little bit of goalkeeper movement, but I feel like maybe Dragon was hesitant to move across goal because it's just that 50-50 game of, is he going to go near post? Is he going to go far post with a finesse? And that will help calm Tekkz down now. Just ease him into this game. He'll be more than happy to see that float into the back of the net. I mean, if you look at Tekkz's record, Mark, of course, he's qualified for every event that he was possible to qualify for. He wasn't at Paris Games Week, so he's been at 5 events, 40 games, 35 wins,
wow,
and 5 losses, scoring a total of 202 goals, Mark. That's an average of 2.5 goals per leg.
Incredible stats there. Coming in from you, Dan, and incredible stats, of course, if you're an F2Tekkz fan as well. Just 5 losses across all of the tournaments that he's been involved with so far. The Dragons back on the attack here. Does get the cross into the box. Alexandro showing why he's preferred at left back here for Tekkz. Over that Team of the Year, Marcelo just has that little bit of extra height. And when you are seeing that back post cross become more and more effective, having those extra few inches to win those headers, so vital. But both players, Dan, you have to say, are looking very, very dangerous when they're going forward at the moment. Both creating chances.
And I don't know whether that's just because at the back they're leaving gaps and they're allowing potential through balls to come through, but here we go again. It's Dragon inside the box. He tries to twist and turn, but decent work from Tekkz there, just bringing back Ferdinand. Of course, he is sticking with his old guns. He does like Ferdinand in his side, and as a man who plays Ferdinand as well, I can appreciate that. It's just something about him. He just gets the job done, I feel.
Well, here is Sandro then down the left-hand side. Mbappe. He lost the ball momentarily. Tekkz managed to win it back. Mbappe again with that incredible leap that we've seen so many times already here in Bucharest on that Team of the Year FUT item. Just seems to soar like an eagle when he takes to the air. Tekkz keeping the pressure on with Patrick Vieira then. You can see the run there from Messi. Nice drag back using that run, and there's the finesse. Kylian Mbappe strikes F2Tekkz after going down by 1, goes into the lead now. But it was all just that tiny little drag back to create the space here from Cristiano Ronaldo. Quick pass, quick fire shot. Courtois just about got a finger on it, but just couldn't keep it out.
And that is just a signature Tekkz. I remember before we even had our first FUT Champs Cup, and I was watching Tekkz on Weekend League in the opening weeks of FIFA 19, it was always just pass into that first time finesse, and he had perfected it down to a T very early on. And really, Dragon should have moved his keeper there. He didn't quite get it. You saw his frustration where he's probably thinking, hey, I thought I moved my keeper, but just not quite quick enough. And now Tekkz really starting to heat up here.
Mbappe back to Ronaldo. Good tackle from Ferdinand, but the Brazilian will get the ball back. And there's a ball round the corner, and here's a chance for another finesse. Keeper movement there from Dragon. Courtois beats that one behind. Got much more of that one than he did the previous shot. Corner now for the youngster. Whipped in. Courtois gets to it. Tekkz, though, still with possession.
And Tekkz, of course, is going to continue to try and hit those finesse shots if he feels like the goalkeeper movement isn't good enough from Dragon. Maybe he's finally seen it for the third one, so he might go near post now. And that's going to have Dragon be slightly hesitant on where he's actually moving his goalkeeper. So Tekkz already in the head of his opponent, even if he didn't mean it, strikes the crossbar. And that really would have been maybe Dragon struggling to get into this, because I feel if he goes a couple of goals behind against Tekkz, it's going to be really difficult to get back into it.
We're approaching half-time here at the end of the first leg. Perfect start for F2Tekkz. It was a perfect start to the match from Dragon taking the lead, but you have to say, ever since that goal has gone in, Dan, Tekkz has controlled the pace of the game. He has created more chances, and Dragon really has struggled to even get possession back, to be honest with you. But there might be a chance here just before half-time. Ronaldo with the first-time finesse. It's fairly tame, though, to be honest with you. Wasn't timed perfectly, not enough power on it to beat the goalkeeper either. And with that, you feel like Tekkz will definitely go into the half-time break with a goal lead.
Yeah, a poor shot, really. Just a slight lack of composure. Maybe just rushing ever so slightly, because when you've got an opportunity like that, you think, oh, I should be hitting it. But he's not done well enough. And Tekkz can't quite punish him, but he does have a corner. It might just be the last attack of the game for Tekkz as well. Now, he likes to pass it short and then play it out to the edge of the box. We see it so many times. Nice little skill move from Mbappe. But a very important challenge, and you need to get that away from the box. First half over then, and Tekkz, despite going behind, of course, showed why he is arguably the best player in the world as he gets right back into it, Mark.
Yeah, controlling the possession, controlling the amount of shots in that game as well. Very, very good stuff coming in from F2Tekkz, as you say, Dan, showing why he is one of the best in the world. Certainly had a wake-up call, though, from Dragon at the start of that game. Dragon really with the first real chance, and he put it away, so showing that he can be clinical. And interesting to see the Dragon actually using that 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation as well. Maybe trying to combat against that 4-2-3-1. Getting behind those two CDMs, try and get that cam on the ball, but it does leave that space in behind the fullbacks. There
are going to be opportunities for Dragon. The way that Tekkz is defending, he's pulling Rio Ferdinand Ferdinand out quite aggressively to try and make an early interception sometimes. And if Dragon can beat that man, if he can get it past Ferdinand, there is a gap that is available. He's got a free kick here as well. Maybe he's got something special up his sleeve.
3 players stood over this then for Dragon. Messi leaves it. Little layoff here, and it's going to be Lionel Messi. His time's red there, unfortunately, for Dragon. Not going to be dangerous whatsoever. Ball whipped into the box, though, from the corner. Oh, you can see, I think that was Raphael Varane, the Frenchman, who was leaping up at the front post there to try and redirect that ball into the box. Messi now on the edge of the box for Dragon. Maybe a chance to strike it, and grazes the upright there. But again, a wake-up call at the start of this second half for F2Tekkz.
Certainly Tekkz hasn't looked as dominant as he did during the early stages of this of FIFA 19, to be honest, when he was going undefeated in tournaments. He is undefeated at the moment, 5 wins and 0 losses, but plenty of goals have gone in. He's just been outscoring his opponents, and he is so good going forward. I've said that every event. He's just unpredictable. The ability he has going forward, whether it be skill moves, whether it just be trying to cross it into the box, whether it be finesse shots, he always has a way to surprise his opponent, and that's what makes him one of the best.
Here comes Dragon then. On the attack now. Look at this run inside. His man from Kylian Mbappe. Big chance here. Ronaldo. Oh, he's pulled one back. We're tied up at 2-2. And again, it's Mbappe's pace which is causing problems for so many players here in Bucharest. The Frenchman gets inside the fullback. He finds the man in the box, and good composure there from Dragon just to roll his man before finding the finish needed to beat Courtois.
And of course, it was the FA Cup yesterday, and it feels like a cup tie here today as well. You saw the passion on Dragon's face when he was able to grab that goal. And realistically, this is a Man City versus Huddersfield kind of tie if you look at the Global Series ranking points. But we know Dragon, we know that he has the potential to be up there. He can get big wins. But what an ask it is to go up against Tekkz in the first round of the knockout stages here. He just now needs to slow the game down a little bit. Don't allow Tekkz to play his own game and kind of get those finesse shots from outside the box comfortably.
Huge positive here for Dragon is he's had 2 big chances and he's taken both. You need to take your chances against the top players in the world, and he's done exactly that. And that's going to play on the mind of Tekkz as well. He knows he can't give the ball away. He knows he can't give some shots away, but oh my word.
He's gone the other way.
Not sure if that's been deflected or if the goalkeeper movement has just been beaten by Tekkz, but as soon as Dragon tied up the game, F2Tekkz goes straight down the other end. We'll get a better look at this from the replay. He's just outthought him.
He's just finessed it to the other side. He said, well, I'm teeing this one up perfectly for one of my signature finesse shots, but I'm just going to go left. The slight bit of keeper movement from Dragon has just allowed that to go in. And Mbappe has done it again for Tekkz. But I feel like as long as Dragon can keep just one goal in this throughout this tie, there's always going to be that smidgen of a chance.
It was Ronaldo versus Kyle Walker there, and Kyle Walker, I believe, won that one. Dragon doesn't get the luck of the bounce there. The ball breaks through to F2Tekkz. Now you're going to see maybe Tekkz just slow it down a little bit. As we approach the last half hour of the game, heavy touch there. Gets away with that one, and look at this, Messi now. Varane has to come across here for Dragon. Varane got a good piece of the ball there, and it is going to mean that he wins possession back. Marcelo poked that one down the line, and that's a great ball, but well read there by F2Tekkz. Bringing his goalkeeper out to the ball, making sure that no danger was allowed to be created before it got too out of hand.
Defensively, you can see Dragon is really not wanting to give any space to Tekkz, but Tekkz knows how to use that right stick and knows how to get past a man, but unfortunately he could only beat a couple. The third one was able to stop him. But definitely opportunities still available for Dragon in this game.
Pressure now coming in from Dragon. He knows that he needs to try and get the ball back, wrestle the ball back off of F2Tekkz, which is much easier said than done. And look at that, the ball in behind here to Kylian Mbappe. This is where F2Tekkz is so dangerous, isolating a man, especially with that manual defending. If he sees that little blue arrow over, don't be surprised to see a couple of skill moves come out from Tekkz. Hull it now into the box. First time finesse. Courtois makes the save.
Well read. This time moving the keeper in the right way. Tekkz just trying to go into the different corner. But one thing Dragon is doing well is he's making sure that Tekkz only has finesse shots available. Tekkz hasn't really been able to work his way into the box as much as we have seen in previous affairs. And there are still chances for Dragon. He plays it across goal, but he is offside. 15 minutes remaining then in this first leg.
So dangerous going forward, Dan. Every time he's got at that back four of Tekkz, he's looked like he can score goals, and that's the big thing here. He's going to maybe feel a little bit hard done by with that third goal from Tekkz. Tekkz obviously deciding to change things up. Smart play from him. Courtois, maybe on another day, might have got a little bit more of it. But this has been a really exciting game to kick the day off here in the knockout bracket on the Xbox side of things. Dragon now with the throw-in on this right-hand side.
I feel like even if Dragon were to finish the game at this point, he'll be pretty proud of his performance so far. He's got a chance with Messi. Courtois comes out. Ball is in the air though, but thankfully Vieira's there to stop it. You're completely right. So dangerous going forward. Tekkz really struggling to deal with this. And he's somehow found a goal as well. And he's right back into it.
Look at him. Look at the reaction as well from Dragon. He's pumped. He knows how much that goal means. With just 10 minutes left in this game, every time he's coming forward, Dan, he's looking so dangerous. This time he just squeezes it in at the near post, via the bar, but most importantly, it went over that white line.
Tekkz has conceded goals this tournament. He conceded 3 versus Dax, 6 versus Mike, 5 versus Fully. The list goes on. His defense has been struggling at this tournament, but it's not his offense that's been winning him games. And he's done it before. Every single time we've seen Dragon get a goal, Tekkz just runs up the other end and puts another one in. Can Dragon stop this pattern?
Well. 2 Englishmen going up against each other and giving everything that they have in this first leg as well. The good thing for all the neutrals at home is that we've got another leg to come after this one. Tekkz now towards the end of the game, maybe looking for a winner. Oh, the first time ball from Vieira gets it back. Neymar with a drag back and the finesse, and he's done it. He's done it again. Tekkz takes the lead once more. And that close ball control around the edge of the box from Neymar. Absolutely perfection before unleashing yet another finesse shot into that far corner.
But ultimately it was a mistake from Dragon as well, just playing that ball out short. He could have crossed it, just dinked it to his midfielder maybe. And because he's played it out, because maybe he wasn't expecting the shot, he wasn't ready with his goalkeeper movement. And those are the kind of things that are really going to set aside these two players, just those simple mistakes.
Messi, Ronaldo, oh, and that's the keeper movement, Dan. That's the difference in this game so far. Take ourselves back to Tekksz's third goal. Dragon went early with the goalkeeper movement. He got a little bit unlucky. Tekkz went early there, and he guessed right. And that means as we enter stoppage time here at the end of the first leg, it's a 1-goal difference between the two players. Tekkz maybe looking for one more, just to put the hurt onto Dragon before the end of this first leg is over.
As I said, I think 2 goals might be a steep hill for Dragon, so he really just needs to stop this final attack. But it's Messi again on his right foot. Goes out for a corner. Still a chance for Tekkz.
Rules out for one more corner. Tekkz going to have a chance to whip this in once more. We're well over the allotted injury time here. You don't want to concede here. This will be a real momentum shift. Lionel Messi clears the lines there, and it is 1 goal that separates the two players here in Bucharest in our first knockout game on the Xbox. F2Tekkz takes a goal advantage into our second leg, but Dragon, I mean, he pushed him all the way there, and this second leg, this really could go in. It could go either way, Dan.
It really could with just the 1 goal in it. I mean, going forward, Dragons looked EMLS. That one's hard to say. And I think Fiddle actually won that one. He took down Chris, and Chris was number 1 seed, I believe, going into that. So it's a little bit of a rivalry, a bit of a grudge match coming into this one today. So that is certainly going to be an exciting one to look out for. But it looks like Tekkz has returned. I think he had a little bathroom break just to try and chill out and get his head nice and composed. But I have to say, it's not the kind of... If you watch that performance from Tekkz, you wouldn't say, oh, that is the best FIFA player in the world. Would you? Let's be honest. You wouldn't. Because yes, okay, some fantastic finesse shots, but defensively, he's looked weak. And I think the reason why some of the best players like Nicholas from their last event, for example, was so good was because his defense was so tight. He just didn't let anyone through. Tekkz does have gaps at the back. He does let those through balls get through.
It's strange as well because we were praising Tekksz's defense, and we were kind of trying to make the point over the last few tournaments. It's like, well, yeah, we've given him so many plaudits for his attacking play and how good he is and varied going forward, but his defense has got better and better every tournament. It's just interesting to see here a slight change in that all of a sudden. You know, we're looking at it and maybe it's just the way that Dragon's playing. Dragon using that 4-1-2-1-2 narrow might be causing him some problems as well. Maybe something here that Dragon, if he doesn't manage to take down Tekkz, or if he does take down Tekkz, other players are going to be looking at that and thinking, is this the formation that I can use to maybe take down this Titan?
Well, I mean, how many games do you think pros have played against 4-2-3-1? You're used to playing against 4-2-3-1. You're used to what you're defending against. You know which runs the players are going to be making off the ball. But maybe it's just something a little bit different from Dragon that is surprising Tekkz. Or maybe Tekkz just hasn't woken up yet. That's the thing. It doesn't look like the Tekkz that I'm used to seeing. But all that matters is he got the win in the first leg.
Yeah.
If he wakes up, that's what's going to be terrifying. He is, I think, the best player in the world. Yeah, okay, I've predicted Dragon. I did it for the banter. But realistically, you look at the statistics of Tekkz, and this man is just incredible. What he's done so far in FIFA 19. Of course, he's going to be at the World Cup Finals. You can't predict against him realistically. But for Dragon, he just needs to forget who he's playing against. He's managed to bag 3 goals. He's made a couple of mistakes. If he can cut those mistakes out of his game, then suddenly he's in with a chance here.
So then we're set up for our second leg here. I think we're just moments away from getting into that. Of course, we'll get straight into it as soon as we possibly can. Just waiting for the players to get comfortable and get ready for the second leg. If you're just joining us, of course, welcome along as well. 1 goal the difference between the 2 players as we go into our second leg. Tekkz with the 1 goal advantage after a 4-3 win in the first leg. But I think the guys on the desks, another thing that we should keep an eye on during today as well is how FUT is getting on as well. You know, it's very sad to hear that he's really not feeling very well. And having seen him this morning, you can really tell he's very much under the weather. But going to be interesting to keep an eye on him. He's going up against Danny as well, so a real tough test for him. But sometimes, I mean, Boras was saying just before we went live, you know, sometimes when you're ill, you play some really good FIFA just because you have no expectation on yourself.
I mean, when I was ill, and I say that with air quotations, I used to stay home from school and play FIFA all the time, back when I was 14, 15. But when you're actually sick, I mean, it makes things very difficult at the same time. Like, your focus isn't there. If you've got a headache, suddenly you're thinking about the pain in your head rather than actually what's happening in the game. And because he went home sick yesterday, because he forfeited those 2 games, FUT now has a tougher bracket, arguably. But we're going to jump in back to this game now between Tekkz and Dragon. As there is a real chance, I feel, for Dragon if Tekkz doesn't show up.
Well, looks like we've missed something here, Dan. Looks like an early goal has gone in and we might be tied up on aggregate. We'll get confirmation from the back, and yep, it looks exactly like that might have happened. So 4-4 on aggregate now. Unfortunately, we missed that one. We'll try and get a replay of that goal towards the end of this game if we possibly can to make sure that you can see that at home. And now Dragon's going straight back up the other end and looking to score again. Keep moving though, and Courtois gets across.
Yeah, hopefully someone can give us a word of what's happened there, whether Dragon got an early goal and we just weren't jumping into the game quick enough or something else. But regardless, early pressure is coming from Dragon. And that's exactly the kind of pump that he needed. As we do get a replay, it was a first minute goal almost. Right from the kickoff, we saw Dragon actually take the lead with Cristiano Ronaldo, Mark.
Well, there it is. We're bringing you all of the action here in Bucharest. Fantastic job from the guys in the back to make sure that everyone at home saw that one. So now you're up to date. Now we're up to date as well. And now we can get back into the live action. Modric whips into the box, and who else but Patrick Vieira arrives. Look at Dragon as well. He's in the lead now for the first time in the game.
I mean, you say who else but Patrick Vieira. I don't always see Patrick Vieira darting into those positions and finishing like that.
I was using your air quotations from earlier.
Oh, okay. What an incredible finish and what an explosive start to this game it is for Dragon. As he takes the lead in this tie, he answers back to Tekkz, and he asks the question of Tekkz, are you good enough to respond again and again and again?
Well, well, well. Good morning, Bucharest. Good morning, everyone. The alarm clock should be going off right now for F2Tekkz because he's down by 1 goal, but just the 1 goal. We've seen he can score. We know he can score. And we know he can come from behind. It's up to Dragon now. And look how pumped Dragon in as well. Every single tackle he's winning. He's feeling absolutely everything going through his body at the moment. He wants this win bad.
Use that adrenaline every time you're going forward, but just please, you need to focus at the back. No simple sloppy mistakes to allow Tekkz back into this game. Maybe even just slow it down a little bit. Have a bit of possession. And then just attack Tekkz when maybe a couple of players are dragged out of position. Dragon has the chance to win this now, and he knows it.
Great move, though, from Tekkz. And Tekkz with that drag back again. Looks for the finesse. Mbappe now round the corner. Lovely croquette goes near post. Doesn't get the timing right, though. And Mbappe with the first big chance here for Tekkz, and he wastes it as he blasts it over the bar.
Another simple mistake. Slightly rushed the goal kick. Did give possession away, thankfully. This time he's made that challenge. And now is Tekkz going to be feeling the pressure here? Going one down in this tie. Or can he do what he's done so many times already in this game and answer back?
Messi gets there before Varane. That's a great ball back as well. Dragon's defenders in midfield have managed to recoup, though. Tries to just squeeze it through. Team of the year, Modric, though.
Well, that's the advantage of playing the 4-1-2-1-2. You get to put players like Modric in your team. Even though I've heard some of the pro players say you could play Modric anywhere, he is going to be best suited to that just central midfield role.
Mbappe then for Dragon. Goes round his man, leaves Patrick Vieira in his dust. Tries a ball roll and gets the ball through as well. Ronaldo inside the box. CR7 whipped in now. Oh, and Walker got an important interception on that. And now Tekkz comes streaking away himself. Looking for this goal to tie up this second leg.
There are definitely more goals in this game, and you can tell that the way Dragon's defended, he's so scared. And he should be scared because Tekkz is absolutely lethal going forward. What does Dragon have to do to win this game, to get 2 goals ahead?
Dropped the shoulder on the defender, got back onto that right foot, drove the ball into that near post, beating Courtois. And Tekkz answers back once again. You can never count either of these players out at this point. What a game we have for our game number 1 here. How do you respond then, Dragon? Do you go straight up the other end with Luka Modric? He almost did. Courtois forced him to a save. And a corner here for Dragon. Whipped into the box. Courtois gets a punch on it. Tekkz will finally calm things down and get it away.
And I really feel like a lot of these pros have their preferences from corners. They know exactly where they want to put the ball. They'll know where they've scored most goals from. Most creative corner taker has been Mo Alba throughout the season for me. He switches it up every tournament. But here's Tekkz on the attack again. And I've got to say, when you're playing against someone like Tekkz, you must be so nervous every time they attack. But that time, a little bit of a lackluster shot as Courtois just gathers it nice and safely. And now with 5 goals apiece, does this ever slow down? It's been end-to-end stuff. Neither player really playing the possession game of just passing it around the defence, switching the play mark. It's just been straight up the other end and going for a goal.
Tekkz then wins the ball back with Vieira, and Sandro's now going to set Mbappe off again in behind the fullback. Walker manages to get back and recover. Dragon trying to keep the pressure on here as well, so Tekkz is forced to switch the play here. Try and use this right-hand flank. R9 dropping deep. Vieira and Hullet, the faithful 2 in midfield here for Tekkz. CR7 finds Ronaldo once more. Little bit of trickery, drops the shoulder here, CR7. Tekkz is looking dangerous here, tries to squeeze it back to R9. But good concentration there from Dragon. Made sure he didn't get pulled out of position, wasn't rashing any tackles, and finally gathers the ball up with his goalkeeper.
But you could see Tekkz, he slowed down that attack a little bit. He did play it around between his 2 CDMs. He is trying to take possession of this game and try and kind of cut out the aggression that we're seeing from Dragon, because going forward, Dragon looks scary as well. And now as we come to a close of this first half, I wouldn't be surprised if Tekkz does just say, all right, I'm happy to go in all tied, but at the same time, I'd love a goal to go in ahead.
Ronaldo there, the fake shots to try and get around Varane, but getting around Varane is more difficult than you could possibly imagine. That Team of the Year FUT item is an absolute beast. And he manages to defend well, and Vieira just completely cleaned Neymar's clock there. That was a difficult one to watch.
And if I'm Tekkz, I'm going to be thinking, look, I need a couple of goals to put this game to bed before the latter stages. Because my opponent can score against me, and if suddenly it's the 90th minute and we're all tied up and I concede, I don't have time to get back into this one.
Cristiano Ronaldo did great work there in the box for Dragon, just keeping hold of the ball. Despite the pressure coming in from Tekkz's defenders. There's a ball through the middle here. You saw it. CR7 picks the ball up. Messi now. We're into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Again, Varane does a great job there on that left-hand side. And there is the half-time whistle after all the action we've had in the first leg and the second leg. On aggregate, everything is tied up with just 45 minutes left to play.
And I mean, you can see the statistics there. I mean, Dragon's had the most shots. He has really had the chances to be even further ahead. But it's just that slight seed of doubt, I think, in Dragon's mind, where he's not expecting to win this game, and he knows every time Tekkz attacks, there's always that chance that he's just going to be able to kind of dilly-dally around him and find a goal.
Here we go then. Reminder to everyone at home as well. This is Tournament Online for everyone today. Every single game, single elimination. Lose and you go home. It's as simple as that. Free kick going to be given here. Look at the intensity on both of the player cams as well. Looks like Tekkz is getting a little bit hungry as well. He's chewing on that hoodie. Tekkz with the free kick here. Takes it short to Neymar. Hullet fires this one into Sandro of all players. Neymar on the edge of the box. That 5-star weak foot, such a weapon, but team of the year, Kante. Bites into the tackle there for Dragon. And a little bit more patience coming in from Tekkz, like you said. But again, one thing that I was about to say Dragon is doing so well is not getting carried away himself, and a mistake from Dragon presents Tekkz with the opportunity, and he takes it. He's going to not want to see that again.
And that's the third, maybe fourth time he's just played it out far too quickly with his goalkeeper. Varane gets given the own goal in the end. And how many times can Dragon kind of give this lead away and then still come back into it? Surely at some point it's just going to be too much. And not only can you see how much it means to Dragon when he scores, you see how much it means to Tekkz. It's not like Tekkz is sitting at this game expecting to win and thinking it's going to be comfortable. He's still screaming and shouting like it's a final.
And that's a great ball over. Neymar in space here. Goes early as well. The player at the back post is Mbappe.
Oh my goodness.
And I think he got there as well. Courtois forced into the save there. Messi then for Tekkz. Courtois should come and gather this. Actually elects to punch, but Dragon will be fine with that. Ronaldo picks the ball up, but Tekkz wins it back with Vieira now. And you feel another goal here for Tekkz, and for all the energy that Dragon has expelled on this game. That might just be a little bit too much of an ask for him. Messi. Tackle from Kyle Walker, though. Tekkz fans around the world would have enjoyed that one. And now he comes forward once more. Hullet in behind here to Mbappe. The flag stays down. Keeper forced into a save.
And I can't stress the importance of getting to the next round. How huge it would be for Dragon as well. Not only the extra 200 or so Global Series ranking points, but also an extra $2,500 on the line as well. It will be absolutely massive for him. But he now needs to dig deep. He's the one who has to respond. And there are gaps at the back. He does have chances. Marcelo's through out on the left.
Marcelo inside the box. Great heavy touch. Drives it back across, but it's just behind the onrushing strikers. Oh, you felt like Dragon had done everything right in that situation. The pass just didn't find its man. Half an hour left then. And you just feel there's going to be some more twists to this story. Mbappe. Back to Messi. There's a man over here. He's in acres of space. It's Vieira at one end. He did it for Dragon. He could not do it for Tekkz. Tekkz comes forward once more. Messi. CR7 round the corner. Messi goes near post. Denied by said post.
And Tekkz really just trying to finish this game now, applying so much pressure. But if Dragon can just withstand it, if he can absorb this pressure for a little bit longer, maybe catch Tekkz on the break, he might be able to get back into it. But unfortunately for Tekkz, Vieira, you say of all people earlier when he was arriving in the box, you don't mind if he's arriving and he can just drive a shot, but He's not the best at just trying to finesse it round the keeper, that's for sure. And it was all pretty much Dragon first half, but Tekkz seems to have woken up now. He has some fire in his belly, and he wants to get through to those quarterfinals.
CR7 then down this right-hand side for Tekkz. El Tornado can't get past Varane. Varane puts him on his back. And Dragon can now drive forward once more, but he just can't get the ball past that fullback there, Carl Walker. For all the talk we've had about right back during this event and the last event with those new Team of the Year FUT items coming in. Ramos, Varane. Sticking with old trusty Carl Walker here, that Champions League FUT item, and it's doing him the business. But Kante now, one player who has changed games, puts it to another player, and Mbappe goes down under pressure from Sandro. Tekkz comes away with the ball.
It's the strength of Sandro. That's why I like him at left back. He does have the ability to just shrug off some of these new Team of the Year FUT items. And Tekkz has plenty of room going forward. Neymar on the right. Can he beat the man? Yes, he can. Pass across. Great slide by Ferdinand. And Dragon still lives to fight again.
Messi then back on the edge of the area. Neymar, slightly heavy touch, but gets it back. Whips it back across. The play's fallen over, but Vieira takes a dive as well. I think that was pretty much the fairest thing to happen there, to be honest with you. Both players falling to the ground, and Dragon brings it away now. Hullet, oh, it's a heavy pass into Ruud Hullet. He was in space. Pause queued up by Dragon. You know he's going to be looking to maybe change some personnel, maybe change that formation, because he's got less than 10 minutes now to find a goal, to peg back Tekkz and send this one to extra time.
Tekkz just trying to get this ball back to Hullet, but it's not really working out. But Messi's just going to have a shot, and the keeper was moved to the left. He was expecting the finesse shot, but that is finally that 2-goal cushion that Tekkz has been searching for. And maybe the trophy is his princess, and he is going to slay the Dragon, and he's going to get through to those quarterfinals, surely now.
2 goals, the difference at this point in the second leg. You have to feel it's over. Dragon's going to obviously change his formation, try absolutely everything, but those mind games again from Tekkz. We've seen it twice in this particular game where he's pretty much started off with the obvious finesse shot across goal, but it's the change. It's putting that seed of doubt into your opponent's head to then go back across goal as they move their goalkeeper early. Twice it's worked for him. 2 goals the difference between the two players. Dragon's given it his all in this game. We have to give him so much credit for what he's done, but Lionel Messi with that hammer blow, I think this one might be over.
I mean, we 100% have to give Dragon credit for what a game he's given here. And you have to imagine going up against any of the other competitors, maybe he could have walked away with a win, but perhaps Tekkz is just too big of an ask. Despite the fact Dragon has been ahead, despite the fact he's been able to find goals against one of the best players in the world, it's just not been able to quite get the job done. And a couple of mistakes, unfortunately, is going to have him leaving the tournament early, and probably, even though he should be holding his head very firmly high, I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with the mistakes he did make.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is it? They're the ones that play on your mind. If your opponent outplays you in certain situations, you can kind of go, yeah, fair play. You were better than me in that situation. It's where you make those mistakes. There's the ones that you relive. They're the ones that keep you up at night thinking, why did I do that? I could have done that differently. But that is competitive FIFA. They're the margins that we play with. And Tekkz just doing the smart thing here, just seeing this game out towards the end. Fires it forward.
The referee has indicated there will be a minimum.
And there's just, unfortunately for Dragon, not enough time left in this game to get these 2 goals. You can see the disappointment on his face. You saw how much it meant to him when he was 2-0 up at the start of this. He was screaming. He was feeling good. But it just hasn't been enough to take down the absolute titan that is F2Tekkz.
Tekkz just has something special about him in Bucharest. It certainly wasn't an easy one, but champions, they get the job done. There were some mistakes from Dragon.